advertising. But welcome, Terry. Welcome, Terry. We're talking about booze and how some of us are lightweights, others are not. Let's see. Advertising. Yeah, that's basically what I do. Never in the same ones. No. uh, I was actually exactly like that until I started doing the Twitch thing, and now I have 20 servers. One for each. Yeah, no, like it's one for each streamer that I am friends with or follow, and I really like. So yeah, and God, fuck you. Jesus fuck. Jesus fuck. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. I am here joined with my good friends, Sir Catastrophe.
Hi everyone.
Aha, someone that didn't start with a weird guttural noise. Ocean X.
Well, now you've put it into our heads, but I won't. Hi.
Good. Raining Blades.
100 Discord servers on the wall. 100
Fuck off.
Discord servers.
Savian.
If I upgrade to Nitro, I could get 100 more.
Oh my god, dude. Okay. And a Spyro proxy.
Bazinga.
Fuck off. Alright. I don't know why the screen isn't showing up. That's weird.
Oh, that's right. I need to be on the Roll20.
Huh.
Sam
Yes.
was too busy listing his Discord servers.
Yeah. All right. So,
Yes.
while we're
And
doing
effort.
this, I believe Rating Blaze is going to do the recap from last episode. There we go. Rating Blaze is doing the recap from last episode. So, while you do this, I'm going to try to fix this. So, Rating Blaze, take it away.
Yes, quite so. All right. Well, the last time we left off on our little merry band, we were all at a very elegant party, a charity ball of sorts, or at least such was the claim, for the relief of the affected district of High Rocks within Westreach that was destroyed by a dragon that we by no means sicked upon the town. And during this party, we all were off mostly on our separate ways. I, in particular, was, along with Emrys, talking with a rather attractive elven woman. But suddenly we were interrupted when tragedy struck the party, and the Duke was assassinated. We were able to, some of our party members were able to catch a glimpse of the assassin who started to flee, and the vast majority of us went off and in search of them to try and track them down and capture them. Our party cleric, Callahan, stayed behind to make sure that the Duchess's wife was okay, and to presumably see if there was anything he could do for the Duke, which most certainly did not entail casting Speak with Dead and trying to extort money from said Duke. But I'm sure everything went perfectly fine, and that we wouldn't regret having the cleric stay behind. While the rest of us pursued after the assassin, along with a lady who to be honest, I'm not entirely sure who they were, but they seemed to be somewhat acquainted with Kyoho, I suppose. So they seem to be at least on our side, and all of us pursued on this wacky chasing of sorts that eventually diverged onto the rooftops within outside of the district, and through various means, we eventually made our ways up onto the rooftops with the assassin. Kyoho employed what my colleagues like to refer to as dope-ass monk shit. Myself and Terry were resorted to more magical means in order to boost ourselves up on the rooftops, while the lady and Emrys eventually had to resort to more mundane methods, had resorted into the climbing up. Once we were on the rooftops, much to our surprise, the assassins seemed to stop, almost as if they recognized Kyoho, who was the closest to apprehending them, and proceeded to stand their ground and fight with us. And even though we certainly expected the things to go very smoothly, per se, because there was a large advantage of us. It was a 5-on-1, but unfortunately, the assassin seemed to be very strong. Quickly almost killed me outright when it first decided to attack me instead of Kyoho. At some point, was able to knock Kyoho unconscious, and while we continued to seem to be slowly, very slowly, whittling them down, I got attacked with a couple knives, and then I suddenly lost consciousness, and I still haven't woken up. I'm just imagining right now. This whole narration is just taking place in my head as I am having a strange sensation that I should be dying, and that the gods that be are really trying to make sure I die. But I don't think I'm dead. At least I think I might have been saved. But to be completely frank, I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to see when or if I wake up.
Very well. And after Demir was, well, stabbed in the chest with a knife, and is in that inner monologue world of his, the fighting continued with more psychic damage being thrown at the enemy until he decided that it wasn't worth the effort anymore. And
Emrys saved the day as usual.
Emrys and Terry, both of you using the same psychic spell to hurt this dope-ass monk shit-doing assassin. But yes, after the assassin left, some people were careless whisper spell. Yeah. After the assassin left, some people were brought back from the brink of death. And we ended as Valerie, Amaris, and Terry carried Demir and Kyoho, the two Oni, the two heaviest members of the crew. Although I suppose Terry might be heavier than Kyoho. Anyway, yes. You return to the mansion. So, as you are being carried, as you are carrying the two unconscious members, you arrive at the front of the mansion as Valerie is allowed inside, and you with her are able to walk right in. And let's see. And you are currently... I hope my PC doesn't crash because of the dynamic lighting thing. There we go. It'll take a little bit to load for the stream. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, I really want to make a joke about the lighting being so good that we couldn't see anything.
You keep forgetting that there's two sides to this map.
How much passive perception do I need to go through the dynamic lighting?
Unfortunately, your dynamic lighting will not surpass your inability of having dark vision.
From Callahan's perspective, dynamic lighting has always been part of the stream.
yeah, pretty much.
All right, so Callahan, you also have vision on your side. Oh yes, I forgot about this. In the meantime, while everyone was fighting to the death, Callahan was interrogating a corpse. Literally.
As one does, you know me.
As one does. He cast the spell Speak with Dead, allowing for... What was that? Tiny Red! Hi! Thank you for the follow! Welcome! Good to see you here. This is the tiniest of Reds. Amazing artist. Check her out. Anyway. Speak with Dead was cast, and 5 questions were made. I believe some of the questions were, how can I get your treasure? Which was
more
not
than one of the questions.
Yes, more than one of the questions was, how can I get your treasure? Who are your enemies? To which he replied to, There are several. Who would want to kill you? Anyone on the council would want to kill me for my power. Anyone that isn't on the council would want my spot on the council, and the Red Council. And what was it? Oh yes, the top three people that he believed killed him, which were, if I remember correctly, the order that he gave were the Baron, who is next in line, the Elven Princess, who hates his guts, and I believe he simply said, "Arthur is fucking my wife," and to which, yes, to which Callahan was not surprised. But with that, everyone returns. As Callahan, you are finishing up your spell because of how long it took for the fight and how long it took to carry everyone. You are finishing up with the spell. You are still asking the questions as everyone is entering the mansion, being led by Valerie as she is trying very hard to carry Kyoho.
So, just to double check, the Elven Princess's name, that's Duana Ukvina, yeah?
Yes, Duana Ukvina.
Because it was one of them is Duana, the other one's Klein. Just to make sure, would you mind just pinging which one's which, if that's okay?
Okay, yeah. So here's the thing. While you were doing this, a lot of the guests left. A lot of the guests, ran away rather than left. And a few of the other guests stayed and focused. They returned to the Great Hall where the body is. They're sticking around, and they started scattering a little bit. So this is Duana Ukvina, the princess, the Elven princess. This is Fee, her. Oh yeah, the other ones are not seeing it. Only Callahan is seeing it, and Chet and Stream. This is Fee. This is her bodyguard. The dwarf you haven't spoken to. Neither did you speak to the halfling, so you don't know who she is. And up here would be Yoru Silver. Also, the woman that was staring at everyone else.
I have Fee down as Klein, I think. Was that her tribe name? Was it?
No. Duana is a tribe name of the princess. Fee her name was only ever given as Fee.
All right. I wrote it down for a reason, so I'll go back over the chat to see if I can find it. But thank you very much.
So everyone else, you are welcome to enter the mansion, if you will.
Am I still unconscious?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm welcome to enter the mansion.
Yes, those that are conscious are welcome to the mansion. So you can move, and the Demir and Kyoho, you can move your tokens along with the others.
Yeah, we'll be pulling you. Don't worry, we're not just dumping you outside.
Thank you.
Eve.
Well,
Oh.
Oh, this is fancy.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
The person carrying me is an NPC, though.
Yeah, I am moving. Good job, Demir.
Oh my.
Oh my, everything is moving so slow. Oh my god, the dynamic lighting.
The dynamic lighting.
It's so dynamic. I actually can't see anything that everyone's moving into. It's all black to me.
You can move into it.
Wow, this is cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
very-
cool. It just my PC just can't handle it. All the coolness. Oh my
Ignore
god.
Callahan running back and forth there. I want to see if it moved with me.
Yeah, the light
It
moves
looks
with
a lot better
you.
on the stream. It looks a lot better on the stream. You can see everything moving.
Woo.
Yeah. Alright, so you enter the Great Hall as Callahan. You finished up with the questions. The guards are staring at you like some kind of necromancer, kind of terrified, and but they're not approaching you since you managed to convince them into, uh, letting you do your thing. But as they enter, the doors open and you see a woman carrying Kyoho, and both Terry and somewhat Amaris carrying Demir. Amaris, I assume, is just mage handing Demir's foot at this point.
Emrys is helping.
Okay.
Lads, this is the worst time to be coming to me. I have the one healing spell prepared.
Well, choose your favorite.
Can I cast Healing Word as both like an action and a bonus action?
If you cast a spell as either an action or bonus action, you can only use the other action to cast a cantrip.
But it is out of combat, so you can cast 2 spells.
Oh yeah, like I'll just cast it twice then. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be Healing Word. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll for the two of them, or?
Yeah, you roll both spells just to see. First Kyoho, then Demir, just to see how much they heal each of them. Okay, Kyoho, you heal for 6, and Demir, you heal for 8. So
Callan's favorite.
Where? Assassin, where is he? Where?
He unfortunately escaped, though fortunately it was because we managed to ward him off and prevent him from doing any further damage.
Valerie lowers Kyoho. Down you go. You're heavy. You're a big lady, and you're very heavy.
Did you drag us back? How did you even? I'm impressed.
Kyoho's gonna like move over to sit against the wall and pull out her water to drink.
Mm-hmm. Demir, you still have a gaping wound on your chest where the knife was.
Now I remember. Ooh.
Yes.
Kind of.
But yes, as you do that, Callahan, you see that they are waking up, and everyone else. Well, Terry, I want to remind you sometimes mute yourself. So if you were trying to say anything. Oh, okay, cool.
I'm aware.
Okay, cool. Just give you a warning. So as you enter, you do see familiar faces, people you've interacted with independently. You see the princess, Demir and Amaris. You see the princess. She's having a conversation with the dwarf. Both of them glancing in your direction. You do see Yoru Silver up top, well, to the left, who seems to be having a conversation with another man. You see the woman to the top right from this point of view. You see that she is currently in tears, sitting on the floor, hysterical. And you see a halfling woman who seems to be leaning against a pole, not a pole, sorry, a column thing. She seems to be leaning there, watching everything. And you see another couple having a conversation and a few guards. So, what do you do?
So,
I'll approach Kyoho. I want to
what?
approach Kyoho and ask her about the assassin. So, I had the impression that you know that person.
Kyoho's going to take a long drink from the water skin and then sigh. I'm afraid I do.
Who was he? Why would you want to kill the Duke?
Kyoho, you know the person who? How? That's quite an. Well, Emery kind of lowers her voice. Perhaps not something to make known here. It may well, cause suspicion.
I want to ask one question. Callahan, are you not approaching everyone, or are you just standing there by the body?
Yeah, I was about to ask, what's Callahan doing when we walk in?
Oh, I just cast Healing Word.
But you don't
As
approach.
soon as I see Demir and Kyoho like flops, like just proper flummoxed.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to be like around here to have cast Healing Word, right? It's 30
Yeah,
feet.
30 feet. So you'd
So
have
you
to
need to
approach
closer
them
at least.
at least. You can approach the group, or you just stand there. That's up to you.
I'll like slowly approach the group, but I won't say anything. I'll just be quiet.
Okay.
Callahan looks tired. Anyway.
Okay. So do continue, please.
Unless I am mistaken, that was my brother.
Your
Oh,
brother?
Right?
I think I agree with the previous belief that perhaps this is best left for discussion later.
Yes. Yes. Well, Callahan, your Emery kind of glances over to the presumably quite dead-looking Duke.
He does have a crossbow bolt sticking out of his chest.
Particularly dead brother or dead Duke, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, he's still freshly dead, so it's not like he's a skeleton. He's only somewhat dead.
Again, crossbow bolt right through the chest.
Yeah, Emery kind of looks over at the Duke. You, I see you didn't manage to.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Do you guys manage to catch it, the guy who did it, or kind of just gesture to Demir and kill him like same shit as usual, huh?
Something like that.
Sorry, that's not the Callan voice.
We can always
Same shit as usual, huh?
There it is.
I came in and I was like, oh, that sounds very much like me. Isn't that great?
Terry, we're going to say something?
I was gonna say we can't always have a, and then he remembers that this is a ball to raise money to save to help people that whose lives were destroyed by our winged ally, and he just goes quiet.
Ixnay on the agony.
No friend here.
So he just says, "We can always have a." Yeah. So where do we go from here?
Well, we still have a certain matter regarding Arthur and Demir to sort out, and while these events were certainly not expected. I don't believe it affects that matter. So we would still need to work that out.
For the dwarf and the halfling lady, would Callan recognize either of them?
The only thing you recognize is that they were on the balcony during the party.
Okay, so I wouldn't have seen them like in town. They kind of seem more like part of the Red Council.
You don't know if they're part of the Red Council or whatever. The first time you would have seen them was on the balcony during the party.
And do we know the Red Council? Are they the people who are in control of Westreach, or?
Nobody ever asked.
Okay, cool. Oh my god, my god. I have been looking through my notes for the last like 40 minutes.
Nobody asked so far what the Red Council is.
Thank God.
The only mention was Valerie said that she was there representing someone from the Red Council to Kyoho.
Yeah, I have that down, and I have like just named man or woman under it. My God. Okay, perfect. I was worried my notes were just crap. DM, would Callahan know what the Red Council or who the Red Council is?
Roll a history check. The DC is going to be high because you're not from Westreach.
Come on, -1.
Yep, there we go.
Wow.
You are indeed not from Westreach.
You are, yes.
You know about them, but all the information.
Oh
is
no,
wrong.
I don't even know about them.
What's a council?
I heard Tiny Red like Fallout earlier. Like that's about all I heard. Yeah, that's as far as the Red Council that I know.
Yes,
I know the
yes.
Blue Council and the Yellow Council, but
The 0 is red. Does that account for anything?
Anyway, were you okay? I assume since Valerie was next to you, you did say that about the assassin being your brother, and she heard you.
Yes.
Okay. She looks at you for a moment. Well, that complicates things a little bit.
How?
If word comes out that you're part of the family of the assassin, they might think you're involved.
Remember how I told you that I had somebody that I need to take revenge against? Now
Yes.
I know they're nearby.
Well, there's just something that. Why would you want to do this? Do you have any idea why?
He has never been the most honorable of person. He might have taken this job for the money or just simply to show off how skilled he was. Maybe both.
He was skilled.
So what you're saying is, he was hired. He didn't do this out of his own will.
I would think that he would have had no personal reason to do this from last time I known him. So hiring is what I'm suspecting is the case.
No, that's really helpful, and I apologize for the dog barking. Who would know about him? Who would know about an Oni assassin?
I just
know.
look directly at Yoru Silver.
Yoru Silver is having a pleasant conversation with an individual. He has the usual smile on his face, seems very lighthearted, but still shaking his head sometimes and putting his hand to his chest as if, it's such a tragedy.
DM, out of curiosity, mistake me if I'm wrong. With observant, the fantastic feat that gives me my past perception,
Mm-hmm.
can I see what he? Can I hear what he's saying? Can I read his?
Oh, yes, you can. Roll, but you have to roll a perception.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, man.
Yeah, you don't get that passively.
Hey!
Oh my
I was
God!
about to say it's gonna be a nat 20.
Oh my
I've
God!
never gotten a 30 before. This is brilliant.
Oh my!
You don't know anything, but you can
Callahan.
see everything.
You.
See the pause on his face.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
4K TV level gameplay.
Oh my God!
You see
Zoom and
through the wall
enhance.
into an encyclopedia to the entry for the Red Council.
My-
I think Callahan is the eye of Mal.
Nah.
Can I
He
look
sees.
at the DM notes? Is that what I get for
He
his
see.
side
He
speech?
sees. No. You see into the future, into a time where you learn about the Red Council, and you learn that information from yourself. No, but what you do here, well, see from his lip movement is Yorosilver is having a conversation with first 0 and first 30 of the game. Very nice. You
Probably be
see,
the only 30 of the game.
possibly, I don't know. I rolled a 30. As with an NPC, but anyway.
Yeah, okay. Keep bragging. Keep bragging.
What? But anyway, the conversation Yoro is having is mostly talking about how much of a tragedy the Duke's fate is, and he's also talking about how he's already informed his employers, and that they will be bringing in a specialist to inquire about these matters. That his employers will not tolerate an offense on the Red Council.
Does he, by any chance, explain who the Red Council is to the guy he's talking to?
Nope, it seems like the guy he's talking to knows what the Red Council is, therefore there is no need for an explanation.
God, look at this guy. He's all
He needs
happy
to
with what they
expose it to
know.
the audience, though.
No. If you want to know about the Red Council, ask people. Yeah, but the conversation then steers off into how much trouble this might cause, and he just had there was just the announcement that he might have a son soon. It's such a tragedy, such a tragedy.
Yeah, it was definitely him having a son. Anyway,
that's what you deduct from his lip movements, Callahan.
Does it, from what Demir can see, does it look like, so is Duana talking to the dwarf that's standing next? Are they like having conversation, or they're just like...
They're talking to each other, yes.
Alright.
They are currently having a conversation with each other.
And Fee's just like, what is Fee doing? Is he just like watching them, or like kind of like
Fee
staying
is
guard?
doing
Like,
Fee's doing what Fee's always done, just keeping an eye out. Well, she has an eyeless mask, but keeping attention and an eye out for everything that moves even slightly closer to Duana Ukvina.
Gotcha.
Where is Arthur?
Do you ask that out loud? Because you don't see
Yeah, I asked
Arthur
out
here.
loud.
Yeah.
I look around and just ask it.
I'm
not sure. When Emerus and I came inside, once we heard the commotion, Arthur was currently in the process of leaving, but I didn't pay him much mind, as not that he deserves any of my attention to begin with, but we basically blew past him, and proceeded to follow the rest of you, who seem to know where you're going.
Callahan, you were the last one to see Arthur. Do you remember?
Yeah, Arthur bounced.
Actually, no.
Do you think he's
Actually,
involved?
no. Arthur went into the room with the Duchess.
Did he not? I thought the big guy went with the Duchess, no?
First, the big guy went with the Duchess, and then Arthur went in after a few moments.
It's not gay when it's in a three-way.
Thank you for the insight.
You proud of that one? Are you proud of that
I'm
one?
very proud of that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Is Callahan sharing that he saw Arthur, or?
Are you
Yeah.
Callahan?
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm catching up on notes.
Well, I understand, considering you had a storm last time we played. So
I'm done with the Euro Silver stuff. I'm catching up to this session.
Oh, poor Storm. Whatever. Go on.
Unfortunately, Dusk's passive perception isn't enough to know what happened after.
Yeah.
What's
But-
it,
Yeah, the Callahan. After Mr. Arthur Dane went into the room with the Duchess, you decided to come back and talk to the dead body.
which one I did speak with Dad and all that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on my thoughts here because Callahan has an idea, but it relates to what we were talking about earlier. Can I turn to Valerie?
Yes.
After sharing all this with the guy, so that just he isn't just having like some weird mind fart like I am.
Mm-hmm.
Can you ask Valerie? I don't suppose there are any members of the Court of Mal bar myself around here, are there? Any shields in particular, perhaps?
She looks at you and raises an eyebrow. You're not from around here, are you?
Nope.
Huh.
This is my second time in West Reach, and let me tell you, you're definitely not at a loss for things to do around here.
Right. Well, we do have a member in the council who's, let's just say, an important figure in the court of Mal. He's not here right now.
Oh, what are they? Kind of like one of like the Inquisitor kind of five people.
No, it would be Justice Loke.
Callum just fucking freezes. He's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Who is whomst?
Sorry, what?
If you were to describe them by a token portrait, how would you characteristics would you give them?
Well, I don't know. You're the Mal one, aren't you? She looks at the Mal, the great scripture of Mal that you have on your jacket. all I know about him, and I've only seen him a few times. He wears this mask, wears the hood, and never seen his face.
Does Demir, through his various readings, recognize any of like the terms or like that's being thrown around?
Roll a religion. Everyone that wishes to know, roll a religion. Except for Kyoho, because there is no court of Mal back in Onigashima.
Would
Well,
you
I'm
mind
gonna
just
roll
spelling
it anyway, just to see what
Lockhold?
I get. Nothing.
Wow. What were
Toho
you
actually knows less than she did before.
Callahan, what were you saying?
Could you spell Lock for me? The guy's surname.
Loke. All right. So, Terry, what you know from all of this is that there's a court of Mal, which Callahan clearly is a member of. The worshippers of Mal, they are the Mal is the god of justice and the dead, mostly the afterlife, judging people that go into the afterlife. There are what you know is that the followers of Mal don't have temples; they have courtrooms and courthouses, and that's where they worship Mal by basically following the law and enforcing the law. They are an institution apart from the kingdom. They are everywhere. Stronger in different cities, of course. But they're basically the religious law in the continent and back in Callius as well.
Okay.
Demir, you know the ranks more specifically. You know that there are basically two types. The ranks basically split into two branches. You have the muscles, the swords of Mal, which are basically trained warriors. There's always 5 groups of 5, which is for each finger holding a sword. These are usually the bailiffs, the security guards, the cops that do the arresting. They're basically the soldiers. On the same level, on the other branch, you have the inquisitors. They are basically the scribes. In smaller courthouses, they can be the judges, but it's usually it's very unusual. It needs to be for very small places where there's no high inquisitor, which is the rank above. But the inquisitors are basically they also act as lawyers. They are also the lawyers in when there is need for such a thing. Then above them are the High Inquisitors, which are the usually the judges. They call the shots. They are the highest rank one can get usually. They are kind of a big deal. There's always one in each courthouse. There's always one High Inquisitor. And sometimes 2, so they can confer with each other, but not often. And at the same time, in the other branch, there's the shields of Mal, which are a step above the swords. They're basically the special operatives. They are the ones that handle the special missions that require someone with more skill and different abilities. They are basically paladins, and they are not to be trifled with. They often are sent out on tasks by the High Inquisitors. And above all of that, there's the 4 justices, which are basically the 4 leaders of the church. And they are high inquisitors, 2 high inquisitors, and 2 shields.
The 4 what again? What were the terminology for the 4?
Justice. Each of them is a justice. There's 2 high inquisitors that become justices, and 2 shields that become justices, and they basically lead the whole organization. Yeah, that's basically what you know. There are the leaders.
Yes, I am somewhat familiar with these the stature and ranking.
Yeah, it also explains why Callahan just fucking froze in place when the justice was mentioned.
Yeah, he's kind of like Did Valerie mention if they were a shield justice or if they were a high inquisitor justice?
She did not. She only said that it was Justice Locke.
Would I know?
Roll a religion.
Okay, because I don't think Callahan would ask.
Mhm.
He'd either know it or fake it till he makes it.
5.
Oh.
Are you keeping that roll?
Yeah, no, I'll keep it. It's okay. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
You have no idea.
But I do know he wears a mask and a hood, so that's okay.
She mentioned that, yes.
Callahan, I'm somewhat familiar with your with the Court of Mall's various structure, and justice is obviously a very important position. Is that how do you feel about that? Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you? You just seem very put off guard, should I say?
Yeah, I mean, Demir, like, imagine if you met some, big wizard guy.
I think I understand.
We'll talk about it later. It's grand. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yes, there's plenty we should be discussing later.
I asked for his autograph. Could have signed my outfit and everything. God damn.
Valerie, you do hear Valerie go, you probably informed the general about this. He's gonna be pissed.
Emrys is like mostly zoned out when as soon as the topic of like religion.
The eyes going in separate directions, just drooling come out, just what?
Still sort of grappling with
Demir talking to Valerie is
stuff.
like, oh yes, well, thank you for or at least helping us try to take down the criminal Miss.
You handled yourselves well. It's a good fight. Although he was weird. But and at this moment, as she is talking, you hear footsteps coming from the stairs above. And you see good old Arthur Dane start to approach.
Damn it.
Yes. Arthur begins walking. No, but he is actually adjusting his hat as he goes down the stairs. There we go. Yeah, he's basically adjusting his head as he's coming down the stairs, and he looks around the room, and you see him stop by a guard, and you see him lean in and whisper into the guard's ear. The guard seems to give him a nod, and then turns around and starts to leave.
Can I
Is
read
his
the list
was his mouth obscured, or can Callahan see that?
Yeah, Callahan, roll perception.
Way ahead of you, buddy. I got my finger on the trigger.
23.
Let's go. I can read their lips on the reflection of the marble floor.
Sure. What do you read is a very simple message that he said. Basically, bring me the sheriff immediately. I hope you remember Sheriff Carwin. That's who is he is referring to.
He was the sheriff from the very, very, very start. Yeah.
Yes. He said, "Bring me the sheriff immediately." The guard nods, does a little salute, and then walks off. Then he turns around and looks towards you from a distance and goes, You were after the assassin. Did you bring him back?
How does he know he's a guy?
How does he know what?
How does he know that the assassin was a guy?
Dun dun dun.
I'm calling it. I'm
Bum, bum.
calling it right here. Right. Callahan is putting all the dots together. -1 intelligence. Let's go.
But how do you reply?
Is he just
Demir's
addressing
gonna give
everyone?
Demir's gonna give a very deadpan. What does it look like?
Yeah, he was basically addressing the group that went after the assassin. He looks at Demir and goes, "It would appear that you failed. A pity. Did you find anything relevant, at least?"
No, unfortunately not. Other than his appearance was cloaked and masked, so there was only so much we could discern.
Double pity. I was kind of hoping that you would be capable to stop a lowly assassin. You just see Valerie flip him off.
Oh yeah, yes, it is a shame that you yourself were incapable of pursuing and taking down the assassin yourself.
I was
Otherwise, you
protecting
wouldn't
the
be able to.
Duchess, obviously.
Obviously,
Yes, yeah.
yes.
So because the bodyguard was not capable of doing that, I understand.
Why leave it to a blundering fool when I can offer the best protection she'll ever get?
If your protection was so good, where were you when the Duke was shot?
He looks around. Unfortunately, I was outside when it happened. I cannot be everywhere. That's why I was keeping an eye on the Duchess.
You had just come outside when it happened.
Yes. Well, he adjusts his collar again and looks around as getting ready for an announcement. I have called the sheriff to investigate what he can. You'll come here, check on my dear friend's corpse, and deduce, well, whatever he may be able to bring down this murderer. At the same time, you hear Yordle Silver for the first time speak a little bit louder and goes, good, good. More eyes on the scene is a good thing. My employers have contacted our investigator. She should be on her way as we speak. And he gives Arthur a wink. Arthur turns around. Callahan, you're the only one that sees this because of your ungodly passive perception.
Nice.
You see it. You see the reflection. You see the reflection of the meanest, harshest glare that Arthur has ever given anyone, bar Demir, back towards Yordle Silver, who merely smiles back at him.
Yeah, your Silver has been upgraded to party friend.
But
Enemy of our enemy.
yeah, is our friend. But Arthur does clear his throat again. Why would we allow an independent party to investigate such a high-profile case? No. The sheriff is officially recognized. And immediately, another person interrupts Arthur, causing him great mental anguish as you hear the dwarf step forward. Each step heavy as he puts his weight into each one. Each one of these steps has his full weight on it, and as he approaches. Yes, I made sure to send word to Justice Locke.
He'll want to investigate as well. Shouldn't be long before he sends someone.
Again, another person glaring at Arthur, who turns around, and you see, now everyone sees that look of disdain that he isn't actually trying to hide anymore. He looks at the dwarf. What? That was completely unnecessary. We could handle this without involving that old stick up the ass.
Oh, Callahan gets fired up.
Alright.
Oh, stick up the what?
He looks at Callahan. Settle
I'll return
down.
that glare. I'm returning that glare.
Yeah, settle down,
One-eyed
boy. But, well, the dwarf does look at you and nods.
I agree with the lad. You should be careful with your mouth. You keep acting like you're part of the council when you're just an advisor. Locke is a member, and now that another member has been murdered, we need to figure out where to go from here. If you have any complaints, take it up with the justice. Or is the Arch-Abjurer afraid of a few clerics?
I am absolutely jumping off my seat right now.
And in that moment,
But the first person to die was not any of our party members, but actually Arthur Dane from embarrassment.
but in that moment, you see Arthur's hand rise and he closes into a fist. The dwarf freezes as he starts to be raised higher, clutching at his throat as you hear him choking. See Arthur raise his hand higher.
I hit Arthur. I hit him. I just bonk him. No,
Oh,
I don't have my weapon. I punch him.
You charge at Arthur?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He's in range.
So you start charging at Arthur, and he looks at you. You see him glare. I want you to do a strength saving throw, please. All right. You charge at Arthur, and you clench your fist. And you go to punch him, and immediately, like the other dwarf, you feel something around your throat closing in. You can't breathe as you start being raised, and you hear Arthur as his cloak billows, and you see magical arcane runes appear around him. You would be very careful, Master Dwarves. Wouldn't want you to choke on your own rancid spit. As you feel your throat begin to almost collapse, but then he raises both hands and opens his hands again. Both of you fall, no longer feeling that tightening around your throat. The other old dwarf gasping for air as Arthur fixes himself, standing tall as he looks around. You also see Valerie already, her sword drawn in this moment when Terry was about to attack. But Arthur just looks around and waits to see if anyone does anything.
Henry just kind of has their eyes narrowed at Arthur, just kind of speaks in a kind of louder voice, just like, quite a show you're putting on in front of everyone still present here, Arthur.
Demir, meanwhile, rushed over to since like Callahan's right next to Terry, he's not worried about Terry so much, but he like rushed over to like check on the dwarf, the older dwarf.
He is gasping for air. He is clearly even older than Terry. So he
That's not possible.
Yeah,
Try me.
Doesn't know, isn't trying to do any like medicine type thing because that's not his thing. But he's like just making sure like in case he needs like help getting up, and he's like just glaring at Arthur as well.
All right.
Can Callahan kind of like block? Oh whoa! If you drag the token, that dynamic working. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Dynamic lighting. What a world. Can he like stand in front of the door's like line of sight before casting spiritual weapon and summoning the bat in his hands, and he kind of just takes up like a defensive position.
Uh-huh. Arthur looks at you, looks at your... As you summon your spiritual weapon, you actually see him wave his hand. None of that. And he cancels your spell.
Can I just cast it again? I would actually like to say, like...
Okay, you go... Boy.
Second spell slot, let's go.
I have very low hit points for us to be antagonizing a wizard.
But he goes, I am not here to fight. I was only showing these little folk where their place should be. And he walks over towards the Duke, taking off his hat, ignoring you, as he puts his...
Kyoho's gonna take another sip of her water and go, oh, you're not here to fight, you're just here to be racist.
He actually stops before he reaches the stairs, as you say that. And you see him look to the side towards Yoru, then towards the couple that are staring, then towards the Huffling, who is smiling brightly at him. And then he looks back at Kyoho. Are you done here? You may go. And he continues walking. He's saying, you may go. And he continues walking towards the Duke. Clearly more pissed off than before. As everyone seems to be against him.
We're all trying to cancel Arthur Dane.
Yeah, hashtag cancel Arthur Dane.
We can do it.
His Twitter
Just need to
page.
get enough signatures.
Yeah, no, his Twitter page is gonna blow up. But yes, Demir. Meanwhile,
on social media.
Demir, you actually see the princess approach the dwarf as well, and she puts a hand on him. Krem, are you all right? Oh, dear. She puts her hand on his cheek.
You won't get away with this, you whelp.
Rubbing his throat.
I'm okay.
Stands up.
Quite a charming one, isn't he?
Fucker.
Come here, sit down. And she escorts him to the stairs where he can sit down. With the help of the mirror, if he aids, if he wishes to aid.
Oh, Demir is definitely aiding.
Yes.
And that definitely because he's interested in helping out the dwarf and was not distracted by.
Obviously.
No.
Obviously. Well, the dwarf sits down, and you see her take his hand and gently caress the back of his hand, like, ignore him. He is more trouble than he's worth.
Fucker. Thinks he's all that, but now that his best buddy isn't on the council anymore, I want to see where he's gonna stand.
Looks at the mirror.
Thank you, lad.
No problem. I'm sorry that prick put you through that.
Mm-hmm. you hear the doors open, and a figure steps through. Let's see. You see this woman enter the room with a blue hood on. She enters the room, looks around, and you see Yoru signal for her, and she nods, starts walking towards Yoru Silver. They start having a conversation as she has her back to everyone. What else is everyone doing?
I'm paying attention to Arthur Dane. What is he doing with the Duke?
He is standing a few feet away with his hat to his chest and seems to be muttering something.
Can I try to listen?
From that distance, he is basically just whispering at this moment, so you won't be able to tell. You can try to get closer.
No. I'll stay there.
Can I get a good angle to?
Not really. He has his back to you at this moment.
Just Callahan popping up behind one of the chairs. He's like, "Oh, I know what you're saying."
Let me see. No, you can't actually tell what he's saying, at least from this distance and from this angle.
Do either the dark-haired lady or the older lady, they seem kind of shook, or?
The dark-haired lady has been crying nonstop since you got here, since the murder. The halfling down there, she was smiling while Arthur was being put down, verbally. Now she is looking between Arthur and the dwarf, and then back to Arthur, and then she's looking around, taking note of everything.
Hey, Terry, do you want to talk to one of them?
Not really. I'm more interested in this Inquisitor and about shoving my foot up Arthur's place where the sun doesn't shine. You think he did it? Do you think he hired the assassin?
Bro, I have some absolute and utter gossip for you later. I'm gonna blow your little mind. But yeah,
all right.
I 100%. I would bet this outfit that he totally ordered that hit.
Well, I believe you.
Thanks,
you see all. You know all.
Whoa. That's crazy. Where did that come from? I've got like regular eyesight, man.
You just pay attention to details.
Yeah. Callahan is being worshipped now.
I actually am Maul. If you just rearrange the letters and ignore most of them, it does come out.
And two A's and an L.
Yeah. If you change the N to an M, sure.
It's gonna take out a G, H, A, and C.
He's Maul's evil brother. Null.
Yes. It's canon now. Anyway.
Yeah, so Emrys is watching this woman who just came in.
Kyoho's still over here resting in the corner where more people are resting now.
Yep. You actually see Amaris and anyone looking that direction. Yoru pointing at you guys, and the woman looking back and nodding.
That's definitely not good.
And she starts to approach you.
Or it might be they chased after the assassin and failed to go talk to them about it.
She has her hands behind her back. She is a human. She seems to be in her mid-30s, from what you can see. She has a rigid stance as she approaches you, Lot, and she looks at you. Excuse me, may I have a word with the ones that chased after the assassin? I would like to ask a few questions.
I'll dip then. And can I make my way
I
down
don't
to
know.
the
There's
bathroom
like 2 more people coming to investigate this. Shouldn't we wait to tell them all at the same time?
Oh, yes,
That's a good point.
of course. My employers insist that I gather as much information as I possibly can, and I will gather all the information I possibly can, whether you like it or not. So, it would be wonderful if you could potentially be friendly and helpful. It'll make things easier.
All Dione was saying is that you just have to wait a little bit. We're not being hostile or anything.
Indeed. But what I was saying, Master Dwarf, and she does a little bow of her head, is that I wish to only gather information. Is that too much to ask? Roll me a wisdom saving throw, please, Terry.
Oh no.
They just tend to be normal people. Okay.
Okay. You resisted the effect of whatever she was doing. You don't actually
Do I know that?
Yeah, you don't actually know
Okay.
that something happened. But
Okay, so out of character, I know what it is. But
out
okay.
of character, possibly.
Out of character. Yeah.
But she you see her cock her head slightly. Oh. Master Dwarf, you seem to be quite a capable person to, of course, chase after the assassin. Did you at least get a glimpse of what he looked like?
We did. I look at. I say we did, and
Wait,
mentally, I tell Emrys, should we just
I'm
delay the conversation?
I'm pretty sure. Or mentally, you tell Emrys that Emrys is not linked with Terry at the moment.
No, I can do it. I can do it because
Yeah,
of my warlock.
Terry
ability.
can do
Yeah.
it too.
Oh wow, Emrys is like. Wait, what does Terry?
I did it once to Emrys. I think at least once.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What does Terry ask? Sorry.
Should we just delay the conversation until the other people arrive?
We simply tell her as much as we can.
Okay.
Well, other than Kyoho's, and then Emrys says out loud, sorry, did we see, like, were they just wearing the mask the whole time? Did we see them take off the mask?
He never took off the mask, no.
But person, did they sound? I know they're speaking in Oni a lot, but did they sound like they were Oni, or are we just taking Kyoho by the word that it's probably?
Well, Kyo and Demir,
Oni.
Kyo and Demir, at least he was fluent. Like, it was very fluent. So you would assume that either a human from Wolgate, like Callahan, who also speaks fluent Oni, or an Oni from Onigashima.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure it's clear. Like, well, I guess I'm not even there, but like how much we would have been able to tell, like, without Kyoho's revelation that.
Because I remember they were tall, but they were kind of lanky. They weren't really well built.
Yeah.
Like an Oni.
Yeah. But
He was very agile. He was super agile.
They had an Oni mask, so I don't know if that's cultural appropriation or is it...
It was a white Oni mask.
If only Oni wear Oni masks, what's the point of wearing an Oni mask?
It's like if I wear like just a person mask.
Yeah. Why did Michael Myers wear Michael Myers, the guy from Halloween, wear a person mask, right?
To be extra creepy. Yeah, that's right.
There we go.
Liam Neeson mask, and I'm like, oh hey guys.
Yeah, she actually turns to Emerus, and she smiles towards Emerus. Any information would be welcomed.
Yeah, yes. We unfortunately did not get a look at their face. They were wearing a mask the entire time. I believe it was an Oni mask. They were quite tall of build, somewhat slender though. They wore mostly plain black clothes. As expected, honestly, for someone attempting something like this, they were very skilled, which was unfortunately why we were unable to capture them.
So,
Though did
do you-
manage to slow them.
Do you believe it was an Oni then?
It is possible. As I mentioned, I did not get to look at their face, though. I was also not one to get as close as some of the others.
And she looks towards Kyoho in the mirror, and not to be, of course, rude, but they are the only other Oni I've seen in this town for a long time. Do you believe they might know who this Oni might be? She points towards Kyoho in the mirror with her chin.
I wouldn't think so any more than you or I might know any other human.
And you see her smile as she's looking at you. Is that so? Thank you. Thank you so much for the information. If you'll excuse me, she starts walking towards Yoru Sulfur. Continue some conversation.
Imrus kind of looks towards the others like, well, yes, as we should volunteer as much information as we can. And then Imrus kind of mentally speaks to Kyoho, obviously excluding a certain detail. And then out loud again. Although there appear to be some that, well, are somewhat uneasy around us, we also obviously did provide assistance with chasing down the assassin, and I'm sure we will be able to provide further assistance if it is needed.
All right. Meanwhile, Callahan, you said you were approaching the
Yeah,
halfling?
as soon as your one Belladonna mentioned that she just wanted to talk to the guys who chased, Callahan just was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, so the halfling, just go up to her. I still, or would a minute have passed since Arthur Dane went from in front of us to the Duke?
Close, yeah.
Okay, so my bot has been dematerialized at this point. That's grand.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I just figured. I just want to double check. Am I walking up there with the magic?
Oh no, you and you can also just turn it off.
Never. I'd never do that to my magic bot.
All
You
right.
can turn it off, but you won't.
Never. His intelligence is too low. He doesn't know how to. He never figured that one out.
As you approach her, she's actually the first one to speak to you. So, it was a brave thing seeing you in front of that man.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know if bravery was really what I was going for there, but yeah, I mean, I really just didn't want to see that guy getting hurt any more than I had to, especially by, Senor Arthur Dick, if you know what I mean.
Will you lower yourself, sweetie?
I'll
She
just
she
go
re-
off in front of her.
she just reaches out and if you lower yourself enough, she adjusts your jacket. You see, she is a rather elderly halfling, but she gives you this grandmotherly smile as she fixes up. You go, well, I will say that it was how you say in your language, brave, even if a bit callous and stupid, but brave nonetheless.
You know, Callus sounds very similar to my name. It's Callahan, by the way.
It is a pleasure. Natasha, you may call me.
Natasha. That is a very beautiful name.
Indeed.
Tell me, Natasha, what do you make of all this? Out of curiosity, you and that dwarf guy seem very, very close. You guys were up on the balcony. Did you see anything? Do you know much of what's going on around here?
She looks at the dwarf. Oh, you mean Clem? Yes. Clem and I are friends. How do you say? Excuse me, your common tongue is difficult. Clem is a friend for a long time. Yes. It was good seeing Clem. I have traveled from Kalios.
Oh, whoa.
Well,
That's far.
I did not expect to see. Yes, to see murder. It was
Yeah,
far
I mean,
from my imagination of what would happen today.
That's a bit of a shit buzz, I guess. Really traveling all the way over here to see that. Captain scratched the back of his head. Hey, so I know most of Westreach is destroyed, but if you want, I could show you around. I don't know if you're from Kalios, you may as well see the sights, right?
Clem already shows me sights. Yes,
That's grand. That's grand. You know, that's all right.
a good person. Good person.
Yeah, from what I heard of him, anyone who can stand up against One Eye the pirate over there, you know,
And
is in my books anyway.
She slaps your leg as she. One night the pirate. You have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I made that one on the spot. And he just kind of like has a really wooden laugh.
Well, indeed, it was a tragedy, but well, these things happen all the time back in Kalios.
What would I know about Kalios actually?
Kalios, the old continent
The old
where,
continent, yeah.
it's a big continent. It's basically a continent of humans, halflings, and dwarves. And it's where most of the people and civilizations that live here that aren't Oni and elves came from a few hundred years ago. For more, you'll have to roll a history.
I won't yet.
Mhm.
So I know Krem is going up the stairs. Would that be the idea that?
He's just sitting there.
Oh, is he? Okay, perfect. Tell me, Natasha, do you want me to get anyone for you? Would you like me to escort you anywhere? Make sure that everyone's kind of getting around safe, nothing weird's happening.
That
Been
is.
enough travesty.
She reaches out and signals for you to lower a little bit again, and she pinches your cheek. Quite sweet, aren't you? Come, escort me back home. Not to worry.
Glad you're doing okay then. if you need anything, you can probably catch me doing shit around the town. Callahan, Dirge.
Well, if you come by my mansion, feel free to say hi. You are a sweetheart. And she reaches up and pinches your cheek again.
You're a pretty nice lady too, lady. All right, I better go back to my friends. I think they're all done with that strange blue hat wearing person.
Yep.
Have a pleasant evening, okay? And I stand up to like my full height with a little bit of like a swing. You know, whenever you're squatting and you need to get up and you go with
Mm-hmm.
your arms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you are returning to the others, we're going to jump to Kyoho and Demir, who are right next to Kram, Ukvina, and Valerie. Ukvina seems to be, Kram seems to be regaining his composure. That was rough. And he seems to glare in Arthur's direction, even though he was force choked. Meanwhile, Ukvina is tending to him and then looking at the mirror, giving him a sweet smile, and then looking back at Kram. Valerie looks at Kyoho, and she signals for Kyoho to pass the water.
Kyoho will pass the water.
And she drinks, chugs quite a fair bit, and wipes her mouth on her sleeve. I'm gonna bugger off before the Inquisition comes here. Not a fan of those.
I understand.
If I were you, I'd bugger off too. And she stretches. Even though she was in the fight as well, and she took a few blows, she is moving better than most of you. And she looks back at Kyoho. I hope to see you around.
Same.
Be careful at all that she looks around. Sibling business that you're attending to. He seems to be a rough man.
You don't know the half of it.
And she starts to make her way. There we go. Alright. Near and Kyo, anything you wish to do?
Does Cram want any water? Because he was force choked.
If you offer, he looks at it. You have ale there, lass.
It's water.
Fuck it, it'll do. And he takes, chugs it. It doesn't do. And he gives it back to you. I'll tell you what, your friends. Looks at Terry. Thank you for stepping in. Yeah, they did.
We are not too fond of Arthur ourselves.
Nobody's fucking fond of Arthur, except, a few select people.
She's going to sort of hold up the water skin and go, I didn't want to drink anything that I didn't trust or that would dull my senses in his vicinity.
What do you mean?
When we went to talk to him for something we were investigating, he put something in the drinks he gave us, and tried to use his magic on me.
Is that so?
Yes, it was not very kind of him.
Do you have proof of this?
No,
Pity.
of course he wouldn't leave any proof.
Of course you wouldn't, the fucker. Well, like I said, with any luck, without Jonas on the council, his power is going to be lessened. Well, not his magical power, unfortunately.
Yes.
How will the Duke? I'm not terribly familiar with the politics around here. How exactly does the Duke go about getting replaced on the council? Is it the new Duke, or is someone else entirely who gets appointed, or?
Oh no, the Duke doesn't automatically join the council. Red Council is composed of figures that originally helped the Duke run the place. Over the years, Red Council and the Duke merged. The Duke led the noble faction. All the nobility around here listen to the Duke. Now, whoever's taking his place is going to be leading the nobility, and the Duke, the new Duke, which I assume is going to be his boy, I assume. He's going to be listening to us. He'll be but the child. But it'll still complicate matters.
And before as the child as well, the child, is there someone who essentially takes the role in the sort of award in the time being, or is that just left up to the council?
The council will choose a new... The noble faction will choose a new member for the council and will technically have to approve. It'll be trouble if we don't approve, but we can finagle things a little bit. Hopefully Daniel will be coming out on top. He's an ass, but I like him.
Is there a chance that Arthur will be that?
Terry, you're not here.
temporary?
You're over with
Oh, I
Endless.
apologize. I'm
It
so
is
sorry.
actually funny though, because I was about to ask. I take it that even the nobility does it have to be a noble appointed to the council? I mean, is there any chance that Arthur himself could, God forbid, be appointed?
As head of the nobility faction, no. Arthur's a bastard. Literally. As much power as he has, Arthur would never be invited.
Oh, that's spicy.
Well, that's reassuring at least.
You might think so, but even though he has a bastard, if he can convince everyone else to appoint a puppet, it'll be pretty much the same as it was with Jonas, bless his soul. He was a good man, but Arthur had a way with words when it came to him.
Perhaps it's not so dissimilar to what he tried to do with me.
If so, it would have been for many years. And at this moment, both of you, Kyoho and Demir, you hear Ukvina just stifle a chuckle that even makes Cram raise his eyebrow. She looks at Cram and then Demir and Kyoho. My apologies. I didn't mean to laugh at the dead. But
Krem, my dear. She pats his hand again. You called the Duke a good man, while the one I've seen is very much like Arthur. The world did not lose anything special today.
Demir doesn't say anything, just.
Mm-hmm. Well, she starts to get up, and we're gonna switch quickly to Callahan and Terry and Emerus. If you guys are saying anything to each other, since Callahan, you went to meet with the other two.
Who was Callahan talking to before this?
Natasha, the elderly halfling
yeah.
woman.
Have you managed to uncover anything, Callahan?
I think I'm after getting a grandma. This is great.
I see.
Grandma acquired.
Grandma acquired. Yes.
But Callahan, you said you had some juicy gossip
Oh,
that led you to believe Arthur was involved.
Oh, this is very spicy. All right. I was gonna
Oh,
save it till we
should
got
we,
back to that Shades
should-
place. I can tell you here if you like.
Is this code for Shadow Ninja secret operations?
Oh my god.
The Shogun has news.
Should we split?
Is your one still crying in the corner?
What? Sorry?
Is your one still like crying in the corner?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's kind of awkward. Hold on. But I have like a pocket square. I don't know. The suit, my Callan's suit is so weird. I don't know what he has and doesn't have at this point.
I would say he does have pockets, but
You wouldn't have like a piece of paper or some shit.
I wouldn't say so. No.
You don't need a piece of paper. You just write stuff on your suit. It's literally just words. Remember?
You don't have anything to write on with though.
Are there any like tissues or anything that I can grab? So I'm looking for like something to like so she can like dab her eyes or something.
Not really. She does have a handkerchief on her, so he's crying into it.
All right, guys, this is really awkward. I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Gentleman's code and all this. Can I rush over to her and just like offer to let her like clean her face off like my sleeve or something like that?
Okay.
I'll take. You know what I'll do is I'll take off the suit jacket. That's so much more smarter. Sleeve, come on, man.
Okay, so you move towards her. Correct? And as you get closer and you start taking off your jacket, she goes, "Get away from me, you pig!"
I will 180 away.
And as you turn around, the doors open. The main doors open. And the guards look back, and
Somebody gets a text message.
Spyro, you're getting lots of texts.
Yes.
The doors open, and the guards ask for Emerus and Terry to stand aside. There we go. Terry, do you stand aside? Or do you ignore the orders completely?
Is this not enough aside? I will. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's enough. And as you see, nope, not this. 4 individuals walk through. You see 3 individuals
Oh shit!
in full plate armor with great swords on their backs. And you see
Horrifying.
and with the symbol of the sword of Mal and the owl of Mal scattered around their armors and helmets and swords.
Girling.
And then you see in the middle of them, this individual covered head to toe in robes, cowl, and a mask in front of his face. Mask has no... It does have holes for the eyes, but they seem to be shadowed. And it does have room for breathing, but other than that, it doesn't have many features. This black and gold covered individual walks in as the guards stand on at attention and the ones surrounding him look focused. Immediately you see Arthur turn around and put his hat back on with a scowl. Gyoho in the mirror, you hear Cram say, "Fuckers quick."
It's now an all mall ball.
Hey, nice one, man. Nice.
Callahan, you know from the symbols around him are 3 shields of Mal.
Would Demir know this as well, given his history check earlier?
Yeah, with that 19, you would know. So there's 3 shields of Mal surrounding Justice Locke.
See, I know it because it tells me.
Good job.
I know it because I can read the map. Yay, me!
I walk a little further, and they stop as he looks around, turning his head. Arthur approaches Justice, and he tips his hat and does a small bow. A pleasure to see you. Always. One of the shields steps in front of Arthur and just glares at him.
Could use some popcorn. Watch.
Step aside, peasant.
Arthur glares at the shield, and you see him lean in and whisper something, which Callahan might catch if he rolls a perception roll, if he's not too focused on the justice. Oh my God, Callahan!
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
I'm so enamored with the justice. My perception's just through the roof.
He's so perceptive that even though he hasn't taken his eyes off of the justice, his peripheral vision can perfectly capture the lip reading.
Yeah. You do see you see him say, "How about you try me, Francis?" In that moment, the sword on the shield's back begins to glow a faint golden light.
Whoa, what the fuck? Can I do that?
As you see arcane symbols start to form, slowly appearing around Arthur. But the justice simply snaps his fingers. And the shield steps back and bows. Justice walks forward. Now standing in front of Arthur. "You are impeding
an investigation. Stand aside, Arthur Dane. It's a quiet moment between the two. And Arthur smiles. Of course, Your Holiness. And he moves away. The justice raises his finger again. One of you, do it. And one of the shields begins to cast a spell. Whoever is an arcane, not an arcane, whoever is a spellcaster can roll Arcana to know what it is.
I'm gonna roll Arcana, even though out of character, I'm pretty sure I know what's about to happen.
Good job, Callahan.
Character though.
Damn it!
Callahan is just too
The
enamored
second
with
zero of the game.
Callahan's just like, wow, they're casting magic.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa.
He's just fanboying way too hard right now to pay attention to such trite details.
Terry and Amir, both of you know what spell he's casting. You've read it. Well, Terry, you somehow have this weird knowledge of it because all your arcane knowledge somehow came to you from a certain source. But Demir, you know this because you've read about this spell. As this bubble starts to grow and encompassing a large area around the shield of Mal, as he is casting Zone of Truth around the area.
Oh, I have that spell. I have the clerics.
Do you have the spell prepared?
Nah, this is the only event I've had Zone of Truth prepared since like day one.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that you see the spell in effect, you get an idea that it might be it. But
I don't think I've ever cast it. So me knowing that I can do it, and then me having used it, probably like I'm fine with being like, whoa, that's crazy. What's happening?
yeah, sure. But it's starting to affect all of you. As
Demir sees that what's happening, it's Demir's gonna whisper over to Kyoho, like, Zone of Truth. Truth. We'll have to tell the truth. and he's whispering in Oni, by the way, because it's Kyoho. He's just just saying like basically this spell will make everyone in the radius have to tell the truth.
You see Justice Locke approach the Duke, and he begins inspecting the Duke, barely touching him, only moving a finger to clear the clothing a little bit away from the crossbow bolt and whatnot. He is merely inspecting while the shields start to move around. One goes towards this group. One goes towards this group. And one goes towards this group. By this group, I mean Callahan.
Oh yeah, game recognizes game. Let's go.
The first one that, let's say, the one that approaches Emeris and Terry, and the other ones, the other couple that are there. He begins to ask. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but he basically begins to ask you for your side of the events. What did you witness?
Yeah,
Are you too truthful?
Emrys will be truthful, like recounting what happened. But Emrys is going to be kind of truthful, but not necessarily telling everything in the sense that Emrys didn't see who was underneath the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Emrys doesn't actually know who is underneath the mask.
All right. All right.
Quick question: do we roll any? Is it just automatic effect for Zone of Truth?
If you try to lie,
you
you have to pass a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah. So Emrys isn't gonna, I mean, unless this guy is gonna ask like, is the guy underneath the mask Kyoho's brother?
No, but he does. But he does ask. You've pursued the killer, correct?
Correct.
Both of you?
Yes. Terry?
Barry?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I thought I was muted, but I wasn't.
How the turns have tabled.
Yes.
He nods. What information might you give me of the assassin?
Emrys recounts the same
Mhm.
description.
Okay.
They told the cloaked woman, just robed, only mask, relatively tall, quite slender, wearing black clothes. They were very fast and very skilled.
Okay, roll me a persuasion. Not perception, persuasion. Both of you.
17.
Persuasion. Okay. He nods at you. And
Oh,
Terry, very nice. He nods at you, and then he goes on to ask the other couple, talk to them after he gains all the information he can from you. Meanwhile, this one down here, who is talking to Kyoho, Demir, and everyone else.
I will just say, just before you start that, after the shield walks away, Emery's Terry doesn't hear like a voice in his head. Just Emery's just telepathically sends a thumbs up.
I create the image of a thumbs up inside my head.
Yeah.
Like an emoji.
Oh my god, Emrys communicates in emojis. What a zoomer. All right. The shield begins to ask the others as well, and then he turns to Kyoho and Demir. Are you going to be truthful in all your information?
She's not going to lie, but she's not going to say everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Demir is basically going to recount that how he and Emerus were outside with the Elder Queen and Fee. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. And Fee, and how they heard the commotion. They went inside. They saw the rest of their friends chasing after someone. And then when they tracked down the person, they knew that similar like Emerson's description, like how they described, they were very they're nimble. They're very highly skilled at combat. They seem to be at least fluent in Oni, but that they weren't that they couldn't discern. He was unsure as to whether they actually were Oni or human and could just simply speak it or whatnot because of the mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of you roll me persuasions, please.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Last time I tried to talk to roll persuasion against the voice of authority, I got a collar grabbed and bullied out of 2 scrolls.
Dice roll.
Good thing we kept our hero point.
Hero point.
Good job, Kyoho.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. Let me just bring up this.
Oh my god, really? Okay, Kyoho, reroll again. You better get it below a 5. Okay.
Hold on, I'm still trying to find. I got distracted.
Yeah, I figured.
And I have a hero point as well.
Haha.
Wow.
Zero soaked gameplay.
Okay. All right. He looks away from the mirror and looks towards Kyoho. As he looks at her, he simply asks, "Is that all the information you have on the assassin?"
Man, he's asked me a direct question. And I am within the zone of truth, right?
Yes. He's actually the one casting it, so yes. Are you going to lie or are you going to tell the truth?
I am going to tell the truth,
And
but
what are you
not the
telling
whole
him?
truth. That is all I know for certain.
Ooh.
I thought.
Huh. Give me another persuasion roll.
Okay.
It's technically not a lie because you didn't see his face.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh my god, seriously, RB.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for this one. I got there.
Actually, Spyro already bought one for the mirror.
Wait, when? Or. Oh. Wait,
Yes.
for my roll?
So, Demir, you have a new hero point, but unfortunately, you have the new hero point, not Kyoho. Oops. Spyro bought it too soon.
You know someone who knows Maul. Maybe you'll get a free pass.
The shield nods towards you, Kyoho. Do not go anywhere. We might have more questions.
Okay.
And you see him turn towards the justice to go talk to him. Meanwhile, Callahan, the shield approaches you. And the moment he approaches you, he sees all the Maal iconography. And he just stares at you for a moment. Are you a sword?
You know me, I'm a bit of this, I'm a bit of that.
Unaffiliated.
How are things, by the way?
Understood.
Yeah.
You actually see him relax a little bit, even though he's still wearing that armor. He's still apparently talking to a follower of Maal. He knows he is talking to a follower of Maal. Clearly, he is talking to a follower of Maal.
It'd be pretty awkward if I wasn't.
Yeah, a zealot of Maal.
I knew we should have gotten matching outfits.
You guys had just read the book of Maul, you wouldn't be in this massive mess.
He turns, he looks at you and goes, I will ask you a few questions. And he starts asking you the same questions as the others. Do you answer them truthfully, honestly?
Oh, absolutely. I give extra information.
Okay, give me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Can I use my hero point, please?
Of course you can.
Just watch out. We're out of bonus ones.
Yep.
That's all good. It's all good.
All right. He nods.
I was expecting
But then he pauses
zero.
for a moment. Did you say you cast Speak with Dead on the victim?
Yeah, obviously, man. You gotta get those facts.
Troubling.
I. We're cool, right? Because I've got some. I have some important information that I may have gleaned from the scenarioni, if you comprende.
Your comment is confusing to me.
I get
But
that a lot.
I
by
get
the way.
what you mean. Excuse me. Do not go anywhere. I will speak with Justice Locke.
Yeah, do. Mention it's me, Callahan Dirge.
Oh my god, you fucking fanboy.
If they look over, can Callahan just give him like a small wave, be like, "Hey."
That's a CALA.
Really? That long ass, ugly
Wow.
ass name, yeah, just really spell it out.
Wow. There is a conversation between the three of them. Callahan, they are wearing helmets and masks. You cannot tell what they are saying through lip reading.
Callahan knows, though. Callahan knows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, speaking about how amazing this Callahan guy is, they just met.
Look at his outfit; it's so amazing. Like, oh, the sheer cojones on this guy, the calhonies, if you will.
At this, while they're having this conversation, Kyoho, Belladonna approaches you, and you see her smile. Excuse me, miss. May I have a word?
What is it that you wish to speak about?
I wish to warn you that it would be in your best interest to follow me right now and leave the premises with me.
Kyoho's gonna point over to the guy. You told me not to leave.
Indeed. Well, I can make it so they won't notice until it is too late. But believe me, and she leans, if you allow her, she leans over to whisper in your ear, you wouldn't want them to know about your brother, now would you? She leans back and smiles, waiting for your answer.
Demir, by the way, as soon as he watched someone come over to talk to Kyoho, immediately turned over towards the elves for plausible deniability.
Yep, that's fair.
I just want to throw that out there. Actually, not even as soon as someone walked over. Like as soon as the guard said, "Stay here," and then walked away, Demir just turned away from Kyoho.
Kyoho.
Kyoho will respond. I'm quite good at handling myself, thank you.
She looks back, then looks back towards you. Let me say one more thing. You have not dealt with the Inquisition, as I have. They will gain the information they want, whether you like it or not, through any means necessary. It will not be a pleasant experience. And she starts to walk towards the door and seems to wait to see if you show any indication of following or not.
I'm not going to split the party by going off with a shifty NPC.
That is up to you.
That knows information.
I am only... Listen, the only thing I'm going to say is, what would Kyoho do in this moment?
Kyoho is going to stay here.
All right, that's all I needed to know.
In the same room of the only people that she sort of trusts right now.
Sort of trusts. Keep that in mind, guys.
Oh no, she's not told you her backstory yet, so it's not full trust meter yet.
Oh yeah, Valerie isn't here, so. All right.
Yes.
And as you do that, she gives you a nod, and she walks out. there is a quiet moment as they seem to be discussing something. And Arthur actually approaches Emerus.
Oh. And just kind of looks towards Arthur and just kind of gives him a nod.
You are living with me.
Immediately.
Yes.
May I ask why?
Because I do not wish for these people to take you anywhere. And
I've already, well, they have no interest in me, but so I do not believe that they will have any issue with me leaving anyway. So,
well, either way, I wish to conduct my experimentations on you. Follow me.
Emrys kind of looks towards Terry, just says, let the others know that I will be leaving with Arthur, and that
Terry just nods.
I am leaving with Arthur, and Arthur is not, forcibly taking me.
Terry nods and proceeds to use his own mental speech to tell Callahan, Demir, and Kyoho.
Okay. Emerus and Arthur, you exit the premises.
Oh, whoa! Could I run after Emerus if that's okay?
Oh yes, of course. As you
Anyway,
see them,
or would I notice this before Terry messaged me?
yes, you would see that Emerus starts to walk out, and Terry messages right as you start walking in their direction.
Callan's face would have been like one of like absolute and utter fanboy joy. Like this is sort of guy who's been he's just like all about the lock life. You know what I mean? But it's he's Emerus with Arthur Dane. His face just drops, and he immediately makes like a start for them.
Okay, so you catch up to them. I'm gonna say at the door. What do you do? As you see them, actually, they're rounding this statue.
I actually can't see anything.
You actually have to go through the door. There we go.
Oh, perfect. Okay, now I can see.
Yes, now you can see.
Callahan's perception doesn't allow him to see around corners.
I can see the darkness incredibly well. I'll have you know.
What do you do, Callahan? Move here. You see Emerus following Arthur.
And what's going on?
Arthur didn't want to involve himself with the Inquisition, and he didn't want me to be brought in by them, so he asked if he could leave with me.
And you said, hell no, absolutely not. I think you look stupid in that weird little hat of yours.
Arthur's like right here.
I'm ignoring Arthur. He knows Colin doesn't like him.
I am getting very tired of this conversation, Emerus. Let's go.
Yes. Would it be alright if Callahan joins us if he wishes? Or
Behind Callahan, the shield of Mal puts his hand on Callahan's shoulder. We will be taking this one with us.
Well, Terry's let the others know, so if anyone does want to follow, they're able to. And then Callahan just hears a message inside his head. This should give Demir more time to decide on what he wants to do as well. And worry not, I am accustomed to dealing with individuals such as Arthur.
Callan just starts like literally shaking with anger. Like the actual hatred is probably like palpable for Arthur Dane, and he's just kind of looking at Emerus. Is this a mental link or is this
Yeah,
ascending?
this is a mental link.
Anyway, so I'm gonna get you first thing. Don't you worry about anything, all right?
I'll be fine, but thank you for your concern.
And with
I'll
that,
just
both of you leave the premises. As the shield of Mal keeps his hand on Callahan's shoulder, Justice Locke will want to privately interrogate you. Back at the courthouse.
And then immediately Callahan switches back to, oh my god, he wants to speak to me.
No, this will be the first break that Callan. So for the shield anyway, this will be the first instance that Callan isn't grinning like a fucking child. He's just got like this permanent like dark scowl, very befitting for a Grave Domain cleric, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And just very wordlessly follows along him. And he doesn't look at Terry, he doesn't look at Kyoho, doesn't look at Demir, doesn't look at anyone.
You all, but the rest of you see another shield approaching Kyoho. As Justice Locke begins to walk away from the corpse, and this shield starts to walk towards the corpse together, the corpse, with the help of the other guards. And this shield of Mal in front of Kyoho turns to her and offers a hand for her to stand.
She'll take it.
He helps you up. You will follow us for a private interrogation at the courthouse.
Okay.
He nods and signals for you to step forward. As Justice Locke goes first, ahead of everyone else. And moments later, everyone else is gone. Oh. And leaving only Demir and Terry. Demir, Terry, you just saw your friends leave. Well, get taken by the Inquisition, and one of them by Arthur. Demir. Yes, escorted, of course. Sorry. You actually were, like, gently escorted since you went along willingly. Demir and Terry, what are you guys doing?
I want to approach Demir.
Mm-hmm.
Demir will be approached.
You're approaching me? I can't have a conversation with you without approaching you.
Demir, should we leave, find some place to sleep, and go to the Court of Mal in the morning?
Yes, I am pretty tapped out. I don't know exactly where the court is. Perhaps we can figure that out, but I'm not sure exactly what we can exactly do at this point besides it would be nice to be out of here. And Demir kind of just looks over at the dead Duke and just kind of sighs.
Oh, the dead dude was taken away as well, the corpse.
Oh, well, over where? Okay, so sorry, over where like the Duke was, and like, I mean, is there like some like
there's
Duke,
a
like black goo or something
there's
like that?
there's a black stain, yeah.
Yeah. He just sighs. So yes, and he will turn back to the everyone else he was with, to Graham and Fee and Duana, and he'll just say, I believe it is time for me and my companion to take our leave for the evening. It was a pleasure meeting you all. And then he will say in Oni, knowing that probably only Demonic can understand it, goodbye and hope to see you again.
She replies in Oni, I wish you well, and I wish to see you again.
Tanamir blushes as he finishes, does a slight bow, and then walks off with Terry.
Alright. And as Terry and Amir exit the palace
Right off into the moonlight.
into the moonlight, we see, as the camera pans out, Terry and Amir walking out through the gates. Camera switches to Arthur and Emerus on a carriage going towards Arthur's mansion, as he seems to be reading something from his spell book. And then we switch back to another carriage, larger, with the three shields escorting Callahan and Kyoho, while another carriage behind carries the Justice in the opposite direction as they head towards the courthouse. And that is actually where we're going to end the session today.
Bum, bum, bum.
The party split specialists.
Yep.
Man, out of all the things that could have happened this session, I definitely did not expect the Inquisition.
Ah,
No one expects the
no.
Maulish Inquisition.
No.
I was waiting. I was sitting on that joke as soon as they entered. I'm staying at the end.
You. How dare you? Okay. Well, I do hope you enjoyed it. It was an RP heavy session.
I love that session.
Yeah, very tense.
You know what my favorite part of this session was?
When we used all four of our hero points on the same persuasion checks.
I think I know. I know what Oshio's favorite part was.
What do you think my favorite part was?
When everyone was shitting on Arthur Dane.
That was good, but that wasn't my favorite. My favorite was when Callahan approached the crying woman and just immediately span around.
Oh yes.
Literally, I could see it. He's just walking there. She just shouts at him. He just spins on his heel like without a second thought.
Yeah, man, just Control Z it. You know what I mean? Like, just take that action.
Nope. Immediately. Nope.
We've all been to parties. We know how it is. You know, you gotta sometimes you just have to leave the crying person alone.
All right. Let me just look for someone to raid and. All right.
I gotta admit though, so I refreshed my entire mall knowledge. What was it? I messaged you like my knowledge.
Your knowledge.
4 or 5 hours ago. I did not think that it'd be relevant today at all.
Well.
I was there. I was like, I need justices. I need a little bit of like sword, a little bit of like any high inquisitor action going on, and it all became relevant today. And I was like, ooh, nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, seeing as one of the justices is a member of the council, they would be very interested in
the council. Council's fake. You know what? Everyone knows they're just the Illuminati of the goddamn Westreach. What was I gonna say? I'm just saying though, for the folks at home, Arthur 100% did it. End of story. Capri, I'm sorry.
It's very likely that he did it.
I'm drawing lines. I'm like, I've got this little notebook. I've got the mini book of all here in my hands, and it's
Like,
all pointing to the same thing.
He kills the Duke, gets the Duchess pregnant, so his blood will be in power eventually, and gets appointed as temporary ruler.
and then blood magic to take the sun's
You guys are
body.
making a lot of predictions. We by the way, for anyone that just joined us, including Nazca, we ended the session, so we're gonna raid,
Yeah.
and they are making predictions over the murder because there was a
I
murder.
have more. I have more.
just-
I have double bastard written as the son of the Duke written down. Because maybe that'll cancel it out. 2 negatives.
I
Double
know.
bastard
I know the
cancels.
person.
Oh my god!
I know who the person is that murdered the Duke. With 100%
What?
know.
Do you?
Yeah, we do
Who?
know.
Yeah,
who
it's
murdered
massive.
the Duke. No, I was gonna say we know who murdered the Duke. It's Kyoho's brother. We don't know who paid him to do it, but we
Who
know
is?
who's in it.
Who's Kyoho's brother's name? Do we know?
I've not told you yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got that
No,
blank.
you
Got that blank.
misunderstand. It's not actually Kyoho's brother. It's just that their name is Kyoho's brother. It's a very traditional Oni name.
My god! All right,
With
so
more perception, I would have known this. Yes.
yes. All right, so I am going to. I think I'm going to rate someone from playing D&D right now. We haven't done that in a
I
while.
should raid Asmongold eventually. He's starting to just say he's starting to play D&D. Maybe some people would be interested in watching more D&D over there. Perhaps I don't know.
Yeah, it's made 14 go crazy.
What? Raid who? Sorry.
Asmongold's like
Asmon-
the biggest World of Warcraft streamer, and he started streaming
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
I-
14 like a week ago, and it's made the game sell out of codes.
Yeah.
You can't buy the
Okay.
game digitally anymore.
Okay.
It's sold
Cool.
out.
And-
I am not. I'm
And
not.
he's been playing D&D sessions.
Cool.
as
I'm not
well.
going to raid a big streamer. I'd rather raid someone smaller.
Yeah.
You can raid Bomber Crash. Yes, 3 viewers right now.
Let's see. Bomber
Natty
Crash.
Waddy, I think it was another raid.
I don't see. I don't
When
see
I follow
Bomber Crash.
someone, when I follow someone and I don't know who they are, it's because
Uh,
you raided them.
Okay, Spyro. Let's rate that Bomber Crash then. You can, if they're playing, write in
think
chat
that-
and the name. Write in chat /raid and the name because you're a mod. You can do it
Okay, second.
because I don't know the name. But anyway, it was a very interesting session full of the talkie. Yeah. Nazca did a lot of. She went nuts with the gifted subs. So, yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. But yeah, so it was a fun session. At least I think it was, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Next week, the party has been split into 3 places. So it's going to be an interesting session as we go back and forth between
I
what
didn't want to
happens.
split the party, and then the party then immediately split up.
Yep, exactly.
You
Uh,
just haven't embraced it like we have.
Yeah. But, well, it's going to be an interesting time, and I hope everyone tunes in, and I hope everyone enjoys the stream, and yeah. Spyro, you can raid it. You can do the raid whenever you want, and everyone else, love you lots. Be good to each other, and have a good night.
So long. Farewell.